Well, thank you, everybody. Merci, miigwech. Hello, Canada's New Democrats. I want to tell you, it feels really, really good to be in a room full of federal New Democrats right now. I am so glad to be here with all of you. I am so glad to be with a group of people who are speaking intelligently and passionately and debating and talking about the things that matter to Canadians. It's a lot better than sitting across the aisle from Doug Ford, I want you to know. But look, you know, we're debating the things here today that can really change people's lives, and they're about making this country the best it can be. Unlike, by the way, what I imagine a Pierre Poilievre convention might be like, right? Can you imagine resolutions on kettlebells and mixed martial arts? Or Doug Ford when he, I'm going to dunk on Doug Ford a lot in this speech. But I don't want to get pissed off too early. So it is great to be here in Winnipeg, in Manitoba, in Treaty 1 territory, in this great place under the leadership of an NDP government and, of course, Canada's most popular Premier, Wab Kinew. That's right. And I want to say I've had the chance while I was here to sit down with a lot of Wab's team, his government team. The ministers are amazing. What a team, am I right? And you know, to all the Manitobans here, I have to say, we in Ontario are staring longingly over the border as you do some pretty incredible things. Yeah, it is safe to say it is a very stark contrast from what Doug Ford and his Conservatives have been up to in our province. And you know, these days, hope, it can be really hard to come by on the political landscape. But in Manitoba, and our friends in BC too, you stand as beacons of light in our country, as Premier Kinew reminded us just yesterday. While south of the border, people are dying, as women's health care is dismantled, here in Manitoba, an NDP government introduced universal prescription birth control and hormone replacement therapy. Just 100 kilometers south of this city, they are grappling with the overturning of Roe v. Wade. While here, an NDP government has created laws to protect patients from being harassed when they're accessing abortion services. Darn right. This is a government that understands that abortion is health care. You just debated it right here, but the United States and Israel have started a senseless war in Iran that gets more horrifying as it does chaotic every day. But in Manitoba, an NDP government is welcoming children from Gaza to receive life-saving care. That's our government. And while Donald Trump's Iran war drives up the cost of living for regular people, the NDP government in Manitoba removed the provincial sales tax on all groceries. And I want to say this, we have conservative movements all around the world sowing division and anger, but here, the NDP government in Manitoba has continued to actualize the ideals of truth and reconciliation, including when they searched the landfill and brought Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron home. And I want to say we all hope, I know we all hope here, that the search for Ashley Shingoose is also going to bring her home and bring peace to her family. The Manitoba NDP government has kept inflation lower than anywhere else in the country, the lowest debt to GDP ratio of all the provinces, take that, Doug Ford, and has hired thousands of new healthcare workers. They are building ERs and schools and housing and long-term care homes, and they are continuing to listen to the hardworking people of Manitoba that elected them. That is why being government matters, because you can be the change that you demand. You can make good things happen. So I really do want to thank Premier Kinew and all of his team for their progressive leadership at a time when progressive governments are in very, very short supply. Let me tell you a little bit more about the Premier in my province. His name is Doug Ford. Can you say that again? Shame, please. And you know what? He loves to get on national TV. He dresses up as Captain Canada. His tough guy bravado, though, has amounted to little more than hollow rhetoric and cheap costume mascots. He chirps from the sidelines of a game he hasn't even been invited to play in. Yes, that's right, he chirps. When Mark Carney took off to China to solidify a deal on EVs, did he invite the Premier of Canada's biggest auto-producing province? He did not. When Doug Ford tried to play hardball and threatened to shut off power to the United States, did he get a deal? He did not. And when Doug Ford took 10 minutes out of his day to slowly, very slowly and furiously empty a bottle of Crown Royal on the ground, very slowly. But did he save any Diageo jobs in Ontario? He did not. Shame. No, Doug Ford has failed to live up to any of his bluster, and it is the people of our province of Ontario that are actually paying the price. Literally. Because beneath all that bluster, he outlines his true priorities. And I want to tell you, they are a far cry from the priorities of a premier like Wab Kinew. Most recently, a room full of New Democrats is going to appreciate this, let me tell you. Doug has decided to change the Freedom of Information laws so that he and his ministers are exempt from having to share information with the public. Doug Ford does a lot of business on his personal phone, and I mean a lot. Like, he is always on that thing. I watch him during question period, hunched over his chair, tapping away, never getting up to answer a question. Now, I don't know what he's doing on that phone. It is possible he is playing Candy Crush. Maybe he is swiping on Hinge. I don't want to know. I really do not need to know. But according to him, he is doing government business. And because he has admitted that he does government business on his personal phone, the courts ordered that he had to make those records public in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act. That's right. So you see where I'm going with this. His government is already under an RCMP criminal investigation for their shady business dealings around the Greenbelt carve-up. By the way, New Democrats, we fought that deal and we won. But now he's trying to change the law so he doesn't have to hand over those phone records. Who knows what he's hiding? Conversations with developers or lobbyists or both, but whatever he is hiding, he damn well doesn't want it to get out. Doug Ford has also decided that one of his biggest priorities is building a luxury spa on the Toronto waterfront. Wait, not only that, he wants to build a new island and a convention center on the Toronto waterfront. I call it the Fantasy Island. He has also taken control away again from the city of Toronto so he can expand the airport, guess what, on the Toronto waterfront. Now, in case you haven't picked up on this, Doug Ford is obsessed with the Toronto waterfront. He is consumed by fantasies of grandeur, and let me be clear, they are total fantasies. They are not in step with what the people of Ontario need. In the past year alone, Doug Ford has fired 700 nurses. And with this week's budget, we are going to see more cuts on the way. 8 long years since he was elected and promised to end the hallway health care. It's a mess that was created by the previous Ontario Liberal government. The situation has only gotten worse. 1,000 people a day are being treated in hospital hallways in the province of Ontario right now. His government has been a total jobs disaster, with unemployment reaching record highs just last month. And you know what else? He has failed to build a single home. He has taken no action on the cost of living. He has gutted Ontario's student assistance program. That's right, let's hear it for the students. They are getting out there. But this is the direction he's going in. He is abandoning our province to the next generation who are going to carry that burden of debt. Our northern highways are some of the deadliest in the country. And more Ontarians every single day are losing their jobs. Être au pouvoir, c'est important. Gagner les élections, c'est important. C'est pourquoi, en Ontario, nous nous inspirons de nos collègues au travers du pays. Le NPD est au pouvoir en Colombie-Britannique et au Manitoba, mais nous formons également l'opposition officielle en Alberta, en Yukon, en Saskatchewan, en Ontario et en Nouvelle-Écosse. Le NPD, oui, nous sommes prêts à passer au pouvoir partout au pays. Et cela me remplit d'espoir. Car au NPD, on ne fait pas marquer l'histoire, on prépare l'avenir. Les soins de santé universels, la sécurité de la vieillesse, un régime national d'assurance médicaments, les soins dentaires. Oui, ce sont des victoires historiques pour le Canada et pour les Canadiens et les Canadiennes. Si nous avons réalisé ces accomplissements en tant qu'opposition, imaginez ce qui est possible lorsque nous formons le gouvernement. So we have to make the case to Canadians, which is what I want to do in Ontario. See, while Doug Ford's head is in the clouds among Toronto's high-rises and the Boeing jets he wants to land at Island Airport, I've been with my team on the road in Northern Ontario, talking about making roads safer so that more people can make it home alive. You're darn right, we are knocking on doors in Kitchener and London and Hamilton and Thunder Bay. We are talking to regular people about the cost of living. We're holding town halls with students who want to build a future, but feel like the rug is just being pulled out right from under them. We're meeting with frontline healthcare workers who know that patient care is delivered at the bedside, not in a boardroom. We're meeting with trade unions about how we can build our province and our whole country up and get their members working again. Darn right, let's hear it for the labor movement. And here's what I'm finding. It's that no matter where you are, if you're a barista in Parkdale or Osborne Village, or if you assemble cars in Oshawa or build ships in Halifax, or if you farm canola in Gull Lake, Saskatchewan, or corn in Guelph, Ontario, or if you are a teacher in Medicine Hat, or Thunder Bay, or Montreal, or a trucker in Windsor, or in Prince George, you should see your values reflected in the NDP. One thing I know that I hear every day, no matter where I am, is that everybody is concerned about how expensive life is getting. Everyone needs good public health care, and people need good, safe jobs. And this is the message that I am going to bring to people in every corner of our province, that the NDP is fighting for you, that the things you care about are the things we care about. I think there is no more important time than right now to be out talking to real people and to be making an offer. The best time, they say, was yesterday. Well, the second best time is today. Because the political landscape right now, and I know you all know this all too well, it is such a noisy one. Cutting through that noise is a challenge. Global chaos has created so much instability, and people are looking to balance that instability with what they know. And I get it. The news out of the United States in the past year has been horrifying. Protesters killed by their own government. ICE using Gestapo-style tactics to brutally dehumanize and imprison people. It is terrifying, and it is enraging to witness. And here in Canada, we see conservative movements try to capitalize on that ugliness and divide us. Danielle Smith targeting refugees and immigrants, trans kids, the queer community with her dog whistle referendum. Shame on her. Pierre Poilievre can't decide if he loves Trump or he hates him. He loves him, he hates him, he loves him. And he's doubling down on that hateful rhetoric of Danielle Smith. And at the same time, we're seeing the landscape beginning to shift, though. And I really want to talk about that for a minute, because the fear that people have as we watch all that unfold is turning into anger. And it is turning into political action. It's resulting, I see it every day, in people starting to look at our own governments and ask, is government working for me and my family? Is it working for my community? As New Democrats, we have to be prepared to meet those questions with action, because Liberals and Conservatives across Canada are using the threat of Donald Trump, and I don't want to minimize it, because it is very real and it is a very dangerous threat, but they are using that as an excuse to cut every sector across the board. Mark Carney is giving lofty speeches abroad, but here at home, his Liberal government is slashing the public sector and putting thousands and thousands of Canadians out of work. And by the way, shout out to our friends at PSAC who are fighting those cuts at every turn. Thank you. And as New Democrats, we know this is the wrong way. This does not meet the moment we are in. I was at an iftar in Mississauga just a few nights back during Ramadan, and I heard a wonderful speaker. Her name is Aisha Prime. Some of you may have heard of her. Yeah, she talked about the sunnah that everyone gathers and eats from the same plate. The way she said it was, all of humanity eats from the same bowl. The idea that we are all interconnected, that our humanity is shared, and we are a collective. All of us nourished by the same things, no matter what our differences are. It feels like everywhere that we look right now, people are trying to divide us. And in times of fear and disruption, that is a very easy thing to do. But we New Democrats, we take a different approach. We ask, what are the things that unite us? What bowl do we all eat from? During this time of insecurity, shouldn't we be investing and reinforcing the things that we all depend on? That's why New Democrats will always fight for health care that is strong and reliable and public and delivers better care faster every day. That's why we fight for schools where our children get the attention they need and aren't left behind. It's why we fight for good, safe, affordable housing options for people and rent control. It's why we fight for better mental health and addiction support for those in our communities who are suffering. And it's why we fight every day for good, paying, safe, union jobs. This is the offer I'm going to be making to Ontarians, and it's an offer I believe we can make to all Canadians. The Canada that we are fighting for is one that will lift people up, it will bring people together, and it will build a future for everyone. These are the things that New Democrats, NDP oppositions fight for. And these are the things that NDP governments are delivering on. You know what? Alberta deserves an NDP government, right? Yukon deserves an NDP government. Saskatchewan, where are you? You deserve an NDP government. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador, I know you deserve NDP governments. And Ontario, you damn well deserve an NDP government. Canada deserves an Democrats, let's get out there. Let's get more NDP MLAs and MPPs and MHAs and members of parliament elected. And let's get NDP governments elected across this country from coast to coast to coast. Miigwech tout le monde. Merci. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it.